Major League Baseball has come a very long way since the days of segregation, where we once saw players like Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, and of course Babe Ruth dominate the league. We now see Mookie Betts, Tim Anderson, and Byron Buxton. And in between that time, we've been blessed with legends like Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds. From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement, there have been countless events throughout history that led to Hall of Fame second baseman Jackie Robinson being the man to break down baseball's color barrier in 1947. But would you believe it if I told you that one of the biggest incentives for the MLB's integration came south of the border from the Mexican Baseball League? Jorge Pascal Casanueva was born on April 23, 1907 in Veracruz, Mexico. The descendant of a prominent cigar-making family and the son of a successful importer-exporter, Pascal was no stranger to wealth growing up. After his father died in 1937, Pascal became the patriarch of his family and its business. Jorge had grown up playing sports, including baseball, and after a more than disappointing 1939 season, Pascal established the Azules de Veracruz in the Mexican League, later become the league's president. Pascal recognized the social and diplomatic significance of baseball at the time, and being the prominent businessman he was, he set his sights on dethroning the MLB as the gold standard of organized baseball. But there stood an underlying issue. Simply put, the ball players in Mexico could not hold a candle to the legends in the MLB. But Pascal had something that the MLB didn't: the lack of prejudice. Pascal reached out to the stars of the American Negro League, offering them more money than they had ever seen to come play baseball in Mexico. The first of these players was all-time great Chet Brewer of the Kansas City Monarchs, but by no means was he the last. The Mexican League soon became a haven for black ball players like Satchel Paige, Monty Irvin, Willie Wells, and Lou Dials, just to name a few. These men continued to dominate in their new league, only this time with far better pay and significantly better living conditions. Hall of Famer Monty Irvin had this to say about his experience in the Mexican League. Quote, "I remember my time in Mexico fondly. It was one of the best years of my life. It was the first time in my life that I felt free. We could go anywhere we wanted, eat anywhere we wanted, do anything we wanted, and not have to worry about anything. We just had a wonderful time, and I owe that experience to Jorge Pascal." End quote. Hall of Famer Willie Wells adds, quote, "I am not faced with racial problems. We live in the best hotels, we eat in the best restaurants. We don't enjoy such privileges in the U.S. I didn't quit Newark and join some other team in the United States. I quit and left the country. I found freedom and democracy here, something I never found in the United States. Here, in Mexico, I am a man." End quote. While this influx of athletes certainly gave the Mexican League a new, more dynamic look, it still wasn't quite enough to upend the MLB. For that, Pascal needed to turn to his checkbook. He began offering major leaguers lucrative deals that opposing ball clubs wouldn't dream of offering, and for many, the temptation was too much to resist. MLB players like Danny Gardea, Sal McGill, Lou Klein, Max Lanier, Mickey Owen, and Vernon Stayowen jumped ship to Mexico. Pascal began poaching the MLB of players, umpires, and office employees alike. The MLB was becoming anxious of the Mexican League's growth. All told, Mexico had lured over 24 major leaguers away from the U.S., but nothing had said war quite like Pascal sending baseball legends like Ted Williams, Bob Feller, and Joe DiMaggio blatant contracts, encouraging the players to name their price. There was no longer any doubt. Pascal was gunning for the MLB's throne, and the league had no choice but to take action. Then Commissioner of Baseball Happy Chandler placed a 5-year ban on players who joined the Mexican League. The MLB told players who were considering signing in Mexico not to ruin their careers and painted a fabricated image of what awaited them south of the border. As a result of the threat posed by Mexico, the MLB was forced to improve labor relations, increase the minimum salary, and of course, address the matter of integration. As a result of these changes that the MLB was forced to make, white and black players alike began flocking back to the league, as well as making their major league debuts. The Mexican League had lost its stars just as quickly as it had gained them. Mexico could no longer compete, and as a result, the league soon thereafter crumbled. With the MLB integrating black players into its league, a nationwide precedent was set that goes far beyond sports. The societal impact of Jackie Robinson joining the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947 cannot be understated. Jorge Pascal had effectively pressured the MLB into taking one of the biggest steps in American civil rights.